Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers. This morning I'm looking at a book from Wildy, Simmonds and Hill Publishing. It's this heavyish book called Land Registration Manual, running to about 600 pages. It's a paperback, as you can see. There's some information on the back. It's a second edition now being written by David Rees, and there's a foreword by Edward Cousins. I'll show you the book and see what it looks like. Let's start at the back. You've got a lot of information in the index, which is very, very detailed, as you can probably see. You've got some very useful appendices, which I will talk about in a minute in this longish review. Then you've got an A to Z, effectively. So you look particularly at any area you might be interested in. First registration, that's a particularly important one for quite a few people. And this book actually is, I think, of use to a very wide range of people involved in this area. That's the front of it. You'll see what it looks like there. Then you have, as I say, a nice foreword, which is very helpful. And then you've got the preface by Rees. And then you've got the contents, which go all the way through. Then there's statutes, of course, and the bulk, there's some statutory instruments as well, and then the bulk of the work itself is actually on the A to Z structure. And I've been very impressed with this book, as I have with most of the Wildy publications, which are specifically aimed actually at the practitioner, and in fact for, I think, litigants in person to a certain extent, before they have to come to us if something is required which is a bit above the general understanding of how we do what is a complex set of legal procedures today. Now, my wife and I have written a review which is on the web and actually also in the journals, we hope, and we've given it a title: Essential Reading for All Advisors Involved in Land Registration Matters. Now, I'm sure many of you will remember how you sweated over land law when you did your LLB or whatever it would have been. It's a difficult area. I've taught it and I know how complex and how actually quite worrying it can be to understand how the Acts of Parliament work themselves. However, we've got it there, and this book, I think, helps very much with registration of title. So we do welcome the second edition, now taken over by David Rees, and it's been published to coincide with the 10th anniversary of the Land Registration Act 2002, which came into force on the 13th of October 2013. The purpose of the A to Z layout of the manual is to provide busy conveyancers with the answers to their questions on the law and practice of land registration and dispositions of registered estates within a logical and straightforward format. And that's exactly what the practitioner gets here. The timely second edition updates and expands the material which was contained in the first edition, and what is most useful, we think, for the practitioner advisor is the up-to-date coverage of the legislative framework currently in force and of land registration practice and procedures, with a useful background commentary. The manual details not only all the usual subjects, but some of the less frequently encountered topics which you can probably not find anywhere else without much additional research. Rees extends the coverage of the book from transfers to leases and from bare trust to franchises, options to powers of attorney, and chancel repair to embankments and seawalls. So you see, you've got a very wide mixture there. Every topic in the manual contains a detailed and accurate commentary which gives the reader clear guidance and understanding of the relevant applications which may need to be made to finalise a transaction or protect a client's interests. And again, you can get an idea from this of the rather strange things you may be asked about, and you probably find everything you need in this manual. We've found the manual to be an invaluable one-stop source, a one-stop shop for busy practitioner guidance from partners to paralegals and students to academics. It takes account of all the changes in land registration law and practice, and it includes splendid appendices, which I've indicated at the back of the book, and they contain all the current versions of the standard form restrictions and the prescribed lease clauses, together with a list of land registry forms and other useful information. Again, this can be very complex and also confusing for laymen, and I think it's useful for both solicitors and barristers to be well aware of this, the availability of this information. A particularly sensible approach by the author has been to create self-contained topics in the A to Z format, containing details of how to make relevant types of application, which keeps the cross-referencing to a minimum. In other words, going straight to the heart of what we need to know about. It's a useful practical approach, I think, adopted by Rees, which gives the reader the alphabetical division of topics and the self-contained style, giving each topic relevant details of which applications are appropriate to that topic and how they can be made. The book provides practitioners and advisors with a comprehensive and practical source of reference on a wide variety of topics relating to land registration in what is recognised as a somewhat complicated field of law by an author with extensive specialist knowledge. It runs, as I say, to about 600 pages with appendices, and is by far the best book, we think, in this area of law. And certainly since Parliament legislated, this of course is really as up to date as it can be, so we're very thankful that such an important statement of law and practice in this area is available to us as practitioners. And as I say, it is a heavy book, but very much part of what the stable of Wildy, Simmonds and Hill are publishing these days, and I think extremely helpful for everyone concerned in this area, and I think students will find it helpful when they're doing their exams too. So thank you very much indeed to all concerned for an excellent new title, now in its second edition. Bye bye.